Okay, this is part 3 in my video series on how to put the window, channel, bracket, regulators, all the stuff into the door of a 54, mine's a 54, 53, 54, 55 F100, Ford F100. So what I maybe missed in the introduction and part 2, introduction is part 1, and part 2 was I already installed, or what I started with, the first thing I did was install the outside door handle and the lock. Now my driver's side has a lock, not all, I had to cut it in and buy a new lock for my driver's side door. Then I did that. And the vent window's already been put in. Also, I put some sound deadener on the inside of the door. And then in part 2, I went over installing the division bar. So that's in. And I had to do some adjustments to the vent window to make sure it fits good, because this is at least mid-50 parts, calls this the upper and back channel. I'll just call it the back channel. And it goes in up into here, down, it goes down the back. And then the bracket bolts in 3 screws through the door jamb here, and once this is in, the bracket will slide up and engage this this little tab that's on the back of the channel. And it goes in pretty nice at an angle like that, but when you got it in there and it's going in like that, it's going to take a bit of a push to get it in there. So what I'm going to do is, once I get this channel in, I'm going to go ahead and put the window up in there, at least this far, so it holds this channel in place so you can push the bracket up in there. Now again, my bracket I got the stainless steel screws. They go into these slotted holes down here. The holes are slotted horizontally, not vertically. That means this bracket has to go up. Get it right here. There's 2 holes here and 1 hole here, so this bracket has to go up high enough. That means this channel is going to have to go up high enough, and these push pins here go into slotted holes. Well, if you just go ahead and set these in, then the channel may not be high enough, and I almost did that on the passenger side. I went ahead and put these in, and then I pushed this up in there, and it just barely lined up, and I thought, boy, I lucked out on that. So this time, I'm going to leave these loose. I'm not going to push them in until after I have this in and in the right position. Then I'll go ahead and pop these in. So, now, I was going to say these pan head screws come with the star washers, but I don't think those work very good on those slotted holes. They probably just tear the paint up. Also, this thing came, the stainless bead on this extended about 1 inch beyond the end. I went ahead and just cut it off so that they'll just end here at the back edge of the division bar. I don't know if that's right or not. I'm not sure why they leave them hanging long, unless then you can trim them to whatever length you want. I put some blue tape in here to try and protect my paint. And we'll just slide this puppy down in there. Did I mention also that before putting the division bar in, I set the window in there. And so you can kind of eyeball this. This push pin will go, let's shoot for center, about the center of that slot. That's as That's as far as I'm going to go for right now, until I get the division bar up in there. Also this, or not division bar, this is the bracket. This bracket has a couple little clips here that hold the bottom of the channel. Goes like this. Holds the bottom of the channel, and mine are almost rusted through. What I might do instead is just take a screw, stainless screw, and just screw it through the bottom of the channel into this, because this thing's just about worthless. So, we'll see. Anyway. Now, I don't have the latch installed yet, because if the latch is in there, then it's hard to get this thing up and in place. Yeah, I'm not sure. Thinking out loud here. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple screws in there. Hold that thing and then maybe get a light and see if I think that window, I need that window up in there right now. Okay, let me get the light and make sure that this thing is, maybe I don't need the light, maybe I can just wear that. And I think that tab is a little bit, I think it's in there. Guess you can't really see it from inside. I'm not sure. I've been trying to keep these videos to 10 minutes. Might be kind of long and boring. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if this window, if I can get it between. Lift the window a little ways up there because it hits the curvature of the bottom of the door. Then it's not going to go in there. It lines up. Okay, the division bar bolts on this side are not in, and that gives that division bar a little bit of flexibility to move over to allow getting the window in. So, the channel right now is the little tab on the outside of the channel is down in the groove of the bracket all the way. And the window's in there. And I'm going to find something to prop my window up. I had a helping hand here. Okay, that ought to hold it. I don't know, maybe I should put those bolts in, but I'm going to try this and try this first. So these push pins are pretty stiff. They take a little bit to get pushed into that groove. So what I have is a piece of 1/4-inch plate. Edges are rounded a little bit. Try to feel and make sure you're right on it right there. I don't know if that's the best way to do it or not, but what was working for me anyway. Then you want to make sure that curvature is back in there pretty tight. That one's not in there yet. I'd like to make sure it's lining up with that groove, the slot. That one seems to be quite a bit forward, so I kind of wonder if the baby is all the way down in there. Kind of wondering if it felt like that tab would. Yeah, I think that tab's all the way, yeah, it's all the way down. Straighten this thing out a little bit. Okay, well, I'm going to try to pound those on in there. Well, I'll try one more here. I think the passenger side went a little bit better than this one. Get going. up in there pretty decently. Aluminum one go. Well, maybe I'll switch the video off, and there might be a part 3B on how I finally got this stuck in there.